King Draconis frowned, his eyes narrowing into shadowed slits. "I will not trade your life for a mere stone. In this conquest, you are the most valuable weapon I possess, Black Eye. We will find another way." Black Eye stepped closer, his gaze unwavering. "My lord," he said with solemn conviction, "this crystal is more than a trinket. It holds the key to our future, to ruling not just this land, but the entire world. If the Mycar Empire is to be supreme, we must unlock the knowledge it contains. This is our only chance." He knelt, head bowed, voice softening. "It has been my greatest honor to serve you, my lord, but this is where my journey ends, and yours as a conqueror truly begins." Draconis studied him in silence, the weight of the words pressing between them. At last he extended a hand, placing it firmly on Black Eye's shoulder. "So be it. You have served me well, old friend. May this path lead us to victory." A faint smile tugged at Black Eye's lips. He straightened, raising his arms as he began a low, melodic chant. "Shen to borain, masarin ku'an." The words poured from him like an ancient hymn, resonating in the stillness of the dead forest. The air shifted, drawn toward his body in a swirling vortex. Blue flames flickered along the edges of the magic, casting long, eerie shadows across the skeletal trees and ash-strewn ground. Without hesitation, Black Eye stepped into the cursed forest. Each footfall felt heavier than the last, as if the earth itself sought to pull him back. His whispered words, almost lost in the darkness, drove him onward. "I must keep moving. If I stop, it is all for nothing." The forest fought him. Its cursed energy gnawed at his flesh and spirit, every step stealing a piece of life from his body. The twisted trees seemed to contort and leer, their blackened branches reaching for him like claws. Beneath his feet lay the remnants of those who had come before, skulls cracked open, rusted armour decaying in the shadows, a silent testament to the price demanded by the temple. And yet, despite the pain and the terror, Black Eye pressed forward, driven by duty, ambition, and the unrelenting will of King Draconis. Eventually, Black Eye reached the heart of the forest. Before him rose a massive stone edifice, its presence both imposing and ancient. The long-lost temple, whispered of in legend and shadow, loomed like a sentinel of forgotten power. Dominating its facade was a colossal door, carved with intricate inscriptions that began to glow as he drew near, pulsating with a light that seemed alive. He paused, drawing ragged breaths, his body trembling under the oppressive weight of dark magic. His hand hovered just above the glowing symbols, sensing the raw, almost sentient power radiating from the temple walls. The inscriptions flared with unnatural light, spelling out words that chilled him to the core. "Here lies the god of darkness, ruler of the shadows." A sharp pain stabbed through his chest, but Black Eye clenched his teeth and forced himself forward. The ground beneath him shifted subtly, as though the earth itself resisted his presence. The air thickened, suffocating and electric, charged with anticipation. He knew the trial ahead was the final barrier, one that could end his life if he faltered. "To find what you seek, prove what you are," the inscription pulsed, the ancient letters shimmering with an otherworldly light. Black Eye, drenched in sweat from the intense energy, drew a deep breath and steeled his resolve. His fingers trembled slightly as he drew a dagger from his belt, the blade catching the dim glow of the temple. Without hesitation, he sliced open his palm, the sharp sting almost a relief compared to the oppressive presence surrounding him. Pressing his bloodied hand to the door, he spoke with unwavering authority. "I am Morven Blackthorn, son of Blackthorn, Warlock to the great King Draconus. I seek the lost treasure of Stormend." The temple seemed to exhale, the air vibrating with a low, resonant hum. The inscriptions flared brighter, the stone beneath his hand thrumming with energy, as though acknowledging his claim. Every shadow of the dead forest seemed to pause, waiting, watching for what would come next. His voice echoed through the still air, lingering like a challenge. For a moment, nothing responded. Then, as the blood trickled down the ancient carvings, it was as if the very stone drank it in, crimson liquid absorbed by the glowing symbols. A deep rumble shook the floor beneath him, rolling through the chamber like distant thunder. The colossal door cracked with a deafening groan, splitting slowly apart to reveal a hidden chamber beyond. Inside, a dim, otherworldly glow bathed the room. At its centre, buried deep in the stone floor, rested a sword. Dark and commanding, it seemed thrust into the ground by a hand long since turned to dust. The moment Black Eye's gaze fell upon it, a sharp, searing pain tore through his skull, needles of agony stabbing relentlessly. He winced, but did not look away. The sword radiated raw, consuming power, malevolent and alive. Yet the sword was not alone. From the shadows across the chamber, a figure emerged, or rather remained. Chained to the wall, it was skeletal and towering, draped in tattered blackened rags. Its pale skin stretched taut across bone, eyes shut yet glowing a deep, unholy crimson beneath a bolted metal mask that sealed its mouth. The air around it thickened, heavy and oppressive, carrying the scent of decay and the weight of ancient death. Black Eye's breath caught. The pull of forbidden magic was undeniable, tugging at his very being. His eyes swept past the figure to the far side of the chamber. There, upon a pedestal, rested a crystal, pulsating with a soft blue light. It sat cradled within the stone wings of a carved deity, as if the ancient god itself protected the treasure. His fingers twitched involuntarily, drawn to it. "This is it," he murmured, voice barely audible. The object of their quest, the prize that would bend the empire to King Draconis's will, the key to the future they sought. As Black Eye's fingertips brushed the crystal, icy fire lanced through his veins, seizing his body in a moment of paralyzing tension. The chamber seemed to grow darker, the shadows coiling around him like sentient smoke. Then a voice, soft, ancient, and impossibly old, whispered directly into his mind. "Touching the crystal will cost you everything, Blackthorn." His hand recoiled, but ambition and curiosity overrode the warning. With a controlled, deliberate motion, he closed his fingers around the glowing gem. Instantly, the figure across the room stirred. Its eyes snapped open, burning through the darkness like molten coals. A guttural, ancient growl rumbled from its chest as the chains rattled violently, straining against their bonds. The forgotten malevolent force, trapped within the chamber, had awakened. Black Eye froze. The presence of pure darkness thickened the air like a suffocating fog. Metal chains groaned under the weight of the being they bound, each creak echoing ominously through the chamber. His heart pounded in his chest as he took an instinctive step back. The figure's crimson eyes locked onto him, radiating an ancient, unrelenting malice. Though its mouth was sealed beneath the mask, Black Eye could feel its intent, raw and hostile. This was no ordinary creature of darkness. It was far older, far more dangerous than anything he had ever faced. Its very existence exuded malevolence. Clutching the crystal, he turned to flee. but the inscriptions along the walls flared to life, searing blue light bursting from every carved rune. The massive door slammed shut with a deafening boom, imprisoning him in the chamber with the awakened horror. The dark figure's voice reverberated in his mind, louder and more insistent than before. "Foolish warlock, you seek the crystal, yet awaken the curse. Darkness will consume all. None shall escape, not even your precious king." Panic surged through Black Eye. His gaze flicked from the crystal to the figure, realizing the gravity of his choice. The dark sword lay between him and the chained entity, its cursed presence tugging at his very soul. A blade forged by gods, corrupted by the deepest of magics. His body trembled violently, blood streaming from nose and eyes. Each step felt monumental, every motion an agony as his vision blurred and his skin withered as though time itself conspired against him. Youth drained from his face, life itself seemed to leach from his veins, feeding the insatiable hunger of the dark god within. His soul unravelled piece by piece, consumed by the malevolent force that had been waiting for centuries. Yet, despite the excruciating torment, he forced himself forward. Each laboured breath was a testament to his resolve. By the time he emerged from the temple's cursed threshold, Black Eye was a ghost of the man who had entered. Skin clung to his skeletal frame, barely enough strength left to stand. He collapsed to the ground, fingers clawing into the dirt as if desperate to cling to life. Vision dim, breath rattling, he whispered one final incantation. A soft, ethereal white smoke rose from his broken body, curling into the air like the last flicker of a dying flame. Outside, King Draconis and his warriors waited at the edge of the dead forest. The oppressive silence shattered as their eyes caught the unnatural mist drifting from the direction of the temple. "Something's wrong," Draconis muttered, narrowing his eyes. "Someone, check it, now."